My name is Jolie. I am an analogue-based photographer. I am 21. I have just graduated from art school. I have now a BFA in photo media. My graduation's actually on Monday. Just wanted to add that in there as well.
Congratulations.
I did like a large amount of photo shoots for it in the kind of short amount of time that I worked on the photo book for.
How long would you say the whole project took?
I think it was about 2-3 months. It wasn't long at all. Usually photographers and just people understand that a photo book takes so long to be made. Like photographers can take up to 10 years collecting the amount of images they have, or they might not even have a photo book in mind when taking photos, but I specifically had this photo book in mind. Like I was going to make a photo book and this is what I came up with. The idea and these photo shoots were specifically for the photo book and nothing else.
So it was sort of like the idea of a book came before the idea for the project, if that made sense. Like the project didn't exist outside this photo book.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and 2 to 3 months, that's a really short amount of time to be doing that. Did you come across any problems unique to this project, since it's sort of a almost documentary style of work? Were there any unique issues that arose from that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like maybe I mentioned, I photographed close to 15 people, but I only have 11 people in the book. There were certain people that I just chose not to include because I didn't think they suited the theme, or they just didn't flow together. Like, as unfortunate as it is, I think it was just something that needed to happen in my lecture at the time. Shout out to Dave. He calls that killing your babies, which is the most brutal term I have ever heard of. But like, it makes sense when he had told me that these certain people and collective group of images didn't work together with the other shoots that I was doing as cohesively. I was very offended and like wanted to, as anyone would be with their own artwork, wanted to just, I don't know, include all of the hard work that I had done, because it's hard to see from a different perspective when it's your own work, when it's something that you've put so much effort into. But the book is very, I think, at least in my opinion, cohesive and would totally be different with the other photo shoots included.
Yeah, no, it definitely, there's no photos that you look at that you're like, oh, that's out of place.
My favorite part of working, probably networking and just talking to people. I thought, yeah, that experience was really, really dope, and just connecting to others as a photographer and empowering other people through the images as well, and making sure that they're happy with them. I also photographed Chloe Swarbrick for the book. She's not in it, but she was one of the babies I had to cut. But that was really cool as well. She's a pretty dope person.
No, absolutely. So did you know everyone that you were photographing for this book before you photographed them, or?
Yeah.
Just hang out with Chloe Swarbrick on the weekends, sort of thing?
Yeah, we're just besties.
Yeah.
She did me a favor.
Yeah.
That's what besties do. No, I didn't know all of them, but for all of the people in this edit of the photo book, I had met a few times, and the people who weren't included. Oh, actually, no. This was my first time meeting Sylvester. So this section here of the book, this was the very first time I had met Sylvester. And so that was like an interesting experience, interacting with someone, and the first encounterment being a photo shoot, I guess.
No, I would say not just in this project, but looking at your Instagram and the photos you put there, you do a very good job of authentically depicting the subjects you take photos of. It's not something that anyone can do, and I think there's definitely something to be said about being able to take pictures of people so naturally.
No, I actually didn't. I was more concerned about the fold out page and things like that, making sure that the black on Kieran's little feature was like a true deep black. That's a big issue with a lot of printing places. But I wasn't too stressed about how it looked in the end. Like, I was very happy with that. And that's the reason why I printed at the place I did, was because everywhere else I asked, they didn't do this fold out moment. And I really, really wanted to do that. Like, once you have an idea in mind, I feel like a lot of people like this, you just have to pursue it. Exactly. And then like the other things that I was worried about is where this, I guess, margin. So making sure that it was seamless, and specifically for full bleed, like images like this that go across 2 pages. Like, it doesn't look horrible, but it's like not perfect. Like with this photo as well of Soph and her grandparents, I feel like I definitely could have not done a full bleed moment, because putting people right in the middle of where the page folds is obviously not ideal. And I think it was an issue with a lot of other of my peers in my classes, the full bleed moments.
So would you have any advice to anyone pursuing a larger scale project like a photo book or a zine specifically?
I think just take your time with it. If you are not pressed on a deadline, just give yourself time with it. Give yourself time to develop it. Make as many book dummies as you can. Like, I spent so much money on printing those book dummies, but it was so beneficial in the end. And the way that our lecturers got us to kind of lay out the photo book itself is by printing every single image that we had taken and then grouping them together within their own photo shoots, and then kind of ordering them on where the photos look nice and seamless and you can read them and they all look cohesive. So that was really beneficial. But book dummies in general are just really, really beneficial to anyone making any sort of publishment. And take your time on the cover. I have a lot of projects going on at the moment, but like I mentioned earlier, not a lot of them are personal projects. So in the next few weeks, I'm photographing quite a few like EP or single album covers, that sort of thing. And I'm doing a shoot for Dickies, which is going to be so sick, for Dickies New Zealand. And I've been given like pretty much full creative control over this photo shoot, which is like insane. And I'm just so excited for it. And then like for my personal projects that I haven't really been working on, I have been photographing my home area. This area is very diverse and very suitable for my family. And so it's like an ode to that, I guess. I've also been working on like a speedway culture project, which has been so interesting. And is very outside of what I usually shoot, but my dad used to be a dirt track race car driver, and so going through all of his old stuff as well as like archives from New Zealand motorsport history, and just photographing other race car drivers as well that are on the dirt track still, which I have yet to photograph more than just my dad for that. I think this one is definitely going to have to be a longer term project, which is cool. I'm so happy that I have a project that I can just come back and work on the photos and edit them in time, and there's no rush with that one. Well, I guess in terms of photo media, I would love to get into film. I'm not like 35mm or 120 like cinematography, moving image. It's never been something that I've been too confident in my abilities with, but maybe it's something that I can explore in the near future, hopefully. Oh, I did a Super 8 film for one of our courses in Whitecliff, and that was so fun. Me and my friend Wari Sarah, we did a little short film together. It was like pretty comedic, and we did like a whole storyboard and stuff, and we did it in the span of a week, I think. Yeah, that was so dope, and I would love to shoot on Super 8 again. I think it would be really cool, maybe something more authentic rather than like having a script or something like that, something more relatable to my practice, and that could align maybe with one of the projects that I've been working on personally. But that's definitely something that I'd be keen to try out.
Yo, that's pretty much all I've got for the interview. Thank you very
Sweet.
much for doing that.
Thank you for having me. Are you joking? This has been so fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely.